For our karaoke machine, we now have a completed chorus function definition that contains code to print out the chorus to Heart of Glass. But how can we actually use this? To actually use a function inside a program and prompt this whole block of code to run, we have to call it. And a function call just means we refer to that function by its name, in this case chorus with empty parentheses. And we follow that by a semicolon. And this looks sort of like our call to the println function, only println was attached to our system.out screen output, and most of the functions we define in this lesson will stand on their own. So calling this function prompts the set of code contained in our chorus function definition to run. And this call will print out the 4 lines of the chorus that we expect. It's important to note that calling and defining a function are done separately. Our function definition for chorus has all this information like the return type and name, and all the specific code that the function contains. But to actually run this code, we have to call the function, separate from this definition. This is sort of like the difference between definitions of words in a dictionary and actually using those words in a sentence. When we need to learn about a word and what it means, we can look it up in a dictionary. We can learn details like how the word is used in a sentence and how it's pronounced. But then when we actually use the word in a sentence, we don't include its whole definition. We just refer to that word in a separate text. And so the dictionary is like a function definition, which gives us the details of what our function does and how it can be used. It shows us the code that our function contains and tells us if it's accessible or if it returns any data. But to actually use and execute a function's code in a separate program, we have to call it. We don't include the whole definition, we just refer to it by name. So definitions describe a function, show us its internal code, and let us know how to use it. And calling a function is referring to that function by name. And we only have to define a function once, but you can call that function as many times as you like. So now we have a function that prints out our chorus, and we can call it and get this output. And we can call it repeatedly. Let's call it twice in a row. Now our chorus will print out twice, and it's easy to repeat. And now if we want to change something about our chorus code, like changing the spelling or punctuation, we can change it inside our function definition, and when we run this code multiple times, the output will change as well. But we'll only have to change our 1 line of code inside our function definition. Now let's get some practice defining and calling functions of our own.